Stars Miss Maureen and Mr. Geoffrey Beevers. It is called The Master in the Psychiatrist show. It stars Mr. Geoffrey Beevers as the Master and Miss Maureen as the Psychiatrist.
And, why do you feel you have to act the way you do?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose it goes back to an unhappy childhood.
An unhappy childhood?
Yes, that's where it all began, really.
Tell me about that.
Well, I suppose it wasn't all unhappy. I used to like wandering in the hills at night, talking to myself, as all children do. I used to dream such wonderful dreams. That one day I would become a Time Lord and become a great man like our heroes of old. Rassilon, Omega, the meddling monk, and Morbius, of course. He was so often overlooked. In the daytime, I loved to walk through the fields behind our house, rambling through the golden crops in the sunshine. But then the other children would insist on coming to join me.
Did you like the other children?
No. They tried to be kind to me, you see, to involve me in their games, but I didn't want that. I wanted to be alone. Just me and my ego. And my id, of course. And they were so much better at games than I was. I never could get the hang of hopscotch or hopping with the perigosto stick. They did it so well. They were so much more proficient than I.
And how did that make you feel?
Feel? Oh, it filled me with hatred. I would see a red mist descend before my eyes, blotting out the sun, blotting out their stupid, asinine faces with their silly smiles and their patronizing air. I came to love that red mist, to seek it out. I longed to bask in it, to feel the sublime loathing suffusing my soul, to know with absolute certainty that one day I would blot out their silly smiles forever. There was one boy who was so much worse than the rest.
Tell me about him.
They called him Theta Sigma. We used to call people by mathematical symbols and formulae, and we were a pretentious lot, we Time Lords. I remember one day my mother procured me a lovely train set from the planet Earth. I'm not sure how she got hold of it. Some of our people used to go on little explorations to distant planets and bring back samples of cultural artifacts. I think she got it from someone who'd undertaken such an expedition. I so loved that train set. I would watch, fascinated, for hours on end, as the trains circled round and round their track, weaving in and out of bridges, tunnels and cuttings. And then Theta Sigma wanted to play with it too. Of course, my mother said I had to let him. I didn't want to see the joy on his face as he watched my trains go through my tunnels, climb my embankments, cross over my bridges. It made me wild with fury. It was my train set, you see, not his. Mine. It was my possession. It was given to me for myself, not to share. One day, all things shall be mine. And then his mother procured another train set for him. It was so very nice. Superior, by far, to the one possessed by me. He invited me round to his house to play with it, to share. He looked so happy when he set the trains in motion. An expression of profound contentment, of settled peace, of pure joy descended on his conceited countenance.
And how did that make you feel?
It made me wild with rage. It was so unfair that he had something nicer than I had. I wanted to smash his train set to smithereens, to break the locomotives into tiny pieces, to tear up the track and mangle it, to crush the wagons beneath the heel of my boot. It was then that I discovered the joy of destruction.
You do seem to have a strong impulse to destroy.
Yes, I suppose I do.
Would you say that impulse was almost Dalek-like?
Dalek-like? No, no. Daleks are stupid tin boxes. They're metallic monomaniacs. They simply exist to blast other species out of existence. They have no finesse, no style, no charm. No, I would not say my desires are Dalek-like. Not at all. I want to talk some more about Theta Sigma.
Of course. Please do.
When we were boys, we used to visit an old hermit who lived on the mountainside near our village. We were sent there as part of our preparatory training as Time Lords to learn the ancient wisdom of our people. The contemptible contemplative lived in a vile, stinking little hovel. We had to sit at his feet and listen to him drivelling on. He'd do it for hours on end. He was such a crashing old bore. He used to witter about flowers, trees, fluffy little mammals, the sanctity of all living things and the harmony of the universe. He had a long white beard. As a boy, I wanted to set light to it.